They called him the teen heartthrob of the 90s, the voice of Simba, the smart-mouthed middle child on Home Improvement who stole the show episode after episode with his clever quips and magnetic charm. Jonathan Taylor Thomas, JTT, as millions of fans lovingly called him, was everywhere. He wasn't just a child actor. He was a phenomenon. From TV screens to magazine covers, from feature films to Saturday morning cartoons, Jonathan was the face that lit up a generation of childhoods. And then, without warning, without scandal, he disappeared. Not in the tragic sense, not in the way child stars often spiral. No arrests, no rehab, no paparazzi chase breakdowns. He just quietly vanished from the spotlight before he could even legally rent a car. And that mystery, that choice, still fascinates fans to this day. Smash that like button if you remember the Tiger Beat covers, and don't forget to subscribe for more incredible true stories from behind the velvet curtain of Hollywood. So how did this all-American boy go from having it all to walking away from it, like it was never really his to begin with? Let's go back. Born Jonathan Taylor Weiss on September 8, 1981, in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, he adopted the stage name Jonathan Taylor Thomas as he stepped into the acting world. A move that even early on signaled his commitment to the craft. His family relocated to Sacramento, California, and it wasn't long before the industry took notice. He started with TV commercials, basic, humble beginnings, but soon landed a recurring role on The Bradys, a spin-off of the classic Brady Bunch. That role caught the attention of casting directors, and in 1991, at just 10 years old, Jonathan was cast as Randy Taylor on Home Improvement opposite Tim Allen. Instantly, the chemistry between them was undeniable. While Tim was the bumbling but lovable dad, Randy was the witty, sarcastic son who often outsmarted him, becoming a fan favorite across all age groups. And while Zachary Ty Bryan played the older jock brother and Taron Noah Smith the youngest, it was Jonathan who quickly stood out. His comedic timing, expressive eyes, and charisma had viewers tuning in every week just to see what Randy would say next. But JTT's talents didn't stop there. In 1994, he voiced young Simba in Disney's The Lion King, a film that went on to become one of the most successful animated movies in history. His performance brought Simba to life with a blend of innocence and courage, and his version of "I Just Can't Wait to Be King" became an anthem for millions of kids who watched the film over and over again. With the success of The Lion King, Jonathan's star soared. He quickly became the go-to child actor for feel-good family comedies. Films like Man of the House, Tom and Huck, The Adventures of Pinocchio, and Wild America cemented his place in Hollywood. His boyish good looks and genuine talent made him the crush of every teenage girl and the idol of every young boy. He was a regular on teen magazines, appearing on the covers of Bop, 17, J14, and countless others. He wasn't just acting, he was dominating. Yet, even at the height of his fame, there were signs that Jonathan was different. While other young stars chased the spotlight, he seemed grounded. He was articulate in interviews, thoughtful, even shy. He often spoke about the importance of education, and seemed uncomfortable with the attention fame brought him. It was clear Jonathan wasn't seduced by Hollywood. Instead, he saw it as a job, a way to tell stories, not a way to be worshipped. And then, just as quickly as he'd risen, he started pulling back. In 1998, after 8 seasons on Home Improvement, Jonathan shocked fans by announcing he was leaving the show before its final season. The reason? He wanted to focus on his education. Think about that. At 17, with more fame and money than most people see in a lifetime, he chose college. He chose normalcy. He enrolled at Harvard University, studying philosophy and history, later spending time at St. Andrews University in Scotland, and eventually graduating from Columbia. He wasn't just running away from the spotlight. He was running toward something more meaningful to him. And this is where Jonathan's story becomes so different from the cautionary tales we often hear about child stars. He didn't flame out. He didn't get kicked out of the industry. He simply walked away. He valued his mind more than the glitz. He valued privacy more than parties. He had the foresight, and maybe the wisdom beyond his years, to know that fame is fleeting and that personal growth is forever. But Jonathan didn't completely abandon Hollywood. Over the years he took on small guest roles, notably reuniting with Tim Allen on Last Man Standing. He even directed a few episodes, showing that while he no longer craved the limelight, he still appreciated the craft. Behind the scenes, he's worked quietly, lending his skills to writing, directing, and producing. But he's kept his private life just that, private. No social media presence. No tabloid drama. No red carpet appearances. It's as if he made a deal with himself long ago. Be famous for the work, not for the noise. And that, in a world obsessed with attention, is almost revolutionary. The truth is, Jonathan Taylor Thomas didn't vanish. He evolved. He outgrew the Hollywood machine and decided to live life on his own terms. While some might see his disappearance as a loss, maybe it's a win. Maybe he did what so many child stars couldn't. He escaped with his identity intact. He wasn't consumed by the industry. He wasn't defined by it. And maybe that's the real happily ever after. We often measure success by visibility. If you're not on screen, you're forgotten. But Jonathan teaches us something else. That true success is knowing who you are, even when the world wants to make you something else. And maybe, just maybe, Jonathan Taylor Thomas found more joy in walking across a college campus unnoticed than walking a red carpet with cameras flashing. Maybe he found freedom in being ordinary. And isn't that kind of extraordinary? So if you were ever a fan of JTT, if you ever had a poster on your wall or watched The Lion King on repeat, hit that like button. If you think more child stars deserve the kind of peace Jonathan found, subscribe for more behind-the-scenes looks at Hollywood's biggest mysteries and most inspiring stories. Because not every star has to burn out to fade away. Some simply choose to shine in quieter places. And sometimes, the brightest lights are the ones that no longer need to be seen.